Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Madpack with myself, Lewis. Hope you're brilliant, having yourself a great day as always. I have been real busy around the place, just touching it up, building a few things, making it look that little bit nicer than it already was. So let me give you a little bit of a tour. The first thing I've done is I've made myself an ME crafting terminal so I can now craft. And there's also many items in there because I've made myself some of these guys. And these are perfect because they have an AV value of 9,843. So once you make one of them, you can just replicate them. Yes. Although the 16k unfortunately just go over our AV limit by about 5,000. So that kind of sucks. But except for that, we're good. If we have a little run around here, I've made myself another igneous extruder, and I've also crafted myself an auto workbench from Buildcraft, which is currently making me scrap boxes. Oh yes, and these guys are like mega cheap. If I have a look in here, let's have a look at crafting. And we'll just do Buildcraft, because that's probably an easier one, isn't it? Buildcraft. Is that going to do it? You going to do it? Oh. Oh. It does. Oh, there we go. That's the kitty. No, it's still not there. Yeah. Well, this guy's really cheap. It's basically a crafting bench with some wooden cogs around it. Nice and cheap. 4 of those guys. I've also been moving this around the scrap and stuff, so now it goes into our mass fabricator. So we're feeding scrap boxes into it instead, and thus I am getting myself matter. I haven't got a mass amount yet. I've got about, what's that, about 2.5, or about 3.5 barrels worth, or buckets worth, so not much. And because we're not playing on a server, I'm kind of restricted to the amount of time I can spend on here to have that area loaded so that it goes and does its thing. I've also got an MFE up here which I've filled up, so if we need to go and charge any of our stuff, we can go and do that, which is nice. But yeah, as I don't play on a server, it's kind of hard to do this. It means I have to spend a lot of time just kind of, messing about and doing things. So I've done that. I've spent the morning playing around and making a little area to have a bit of fun in. So let's make our way to our magic area, because this is where we're going to spend most of our time for probably a couple of episodes until we've got enough UU matter to carry on from there. So nothing really looks too different here. It looks a little bit nicer around the edges. I'm currently in the midst of trying to get this to look better, but we're getting there slowly. And you're seeing this and you're probably thinking, what is that thing out there? Well, let's fly up through the roof. There we go. And I've made a load of these equivalent exchange-free aludals. And generally, the aludals don't really do much at the minute unless you throw a one of the cases on top or something like, what are they called again? Is it bells or something like that? A glass bell, yeah, you can pop those on top and then store stuff in them and whatnot. But as they go, they're a great place to put yourself a aura node. Yes. Now, you're probably thinking, where did you get that aura node from, and how is it so conveniently placed on top of your aludal? Well, I shall get there shortly. I've also made this area here, which is by no means completed, but by seeing this structure here, if you've played with Farmcraft, you probably know what I'm aiming to make here, which I'm hoping to get started on today. Yes, because we're getting to the point in which we need to start thinking about moving through Farmcraft a little bit quicker, as I've done a fairly large bit of research, as you can see. And once you get yourself into learning Infusion, a lot of stuff opens up, because a lot of the higher Farmcraft recipes require Infusion crafting, and that goes for the electromagnetic tools as well, which has had an update. So yes, I've learnt the research for nanosuit goggles, I've learnt the research for electric boots of the Traveller, I've also learnt the research for wand focus of charging, but more importantly, as we're doing our UU matter, the one thing that we're missing is a piece of iridium. Now, with the way the 1.6.2 IC2 works, you have to find a piece of iridium before you can make more iridium, because you have to scan it to make yourself a pattern, then you have to use the pattern to make more of it. And that means that you need to find iridium to start with. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing that. You can either go tunneling around, trying to find... Oh, I like the look of that. Once you've gone tunneling around, you might find a chance of finding a chest somewhere, which could have a random chance of having some iridium in it. So dungeon chests, and that goes for like villages as well. Village chests and things can have that. And I'm not sure if we can find it in like towers and the roguelike dungeons, but we will have a little look around at some point to have a look, to, just to have a scout around and see what we can find. But if we can't find it there, I found another 2 ways to get iridium. So the first one is either by using the advanced solar panels and using basically you compress or you change a piece of iron ore using about 8 million EU to make a piece of iridium. Or the other way, which I guess kind of suits this better, is if we do this one, which I love, which is UU matter infusion. What you can do is you can infuse different types of UU matter or amounts of UU matter cells via infusion crafting to make yourself certain items. So via 2 UU matter cells, a charcoal in the middle, and these different types of aspects, we would get ourselves 16 charcoal. But the better one, if we keep moving along, is right here. If we do a piece of uranium with a full set of UU matter cells and 32 of each type, we'll get ourselves 2 bits of iridium. Oh yes, and that's really good because when you scan for your pattern in IC2, there is a chance that you, well, when it's scanned, you'll lose the item anyway, so that's a thing, but there is a chance you can lose anyway, so you want to be a little bit careful with that. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to go on a little bit of a mission, and I'm going to show you guys how I managed to get that node on that pedestal without knowing the research for node in a jar, and without making the node replicate a thing from electromagic tools, which basically just makes you a node, but you don't get to specify the type of node, it just gives you a random node that you plonk in the world. So let us have a little play, shall we? So we're going to go outside and we're going to find ourselves a node. It's currently daytime, so it's the best time to go node hunting, and I can see one just over there. Yes. So if any of you guys have, oh, there's another net. If any of you guys have logged into the Madpack lately, and you might have seen an update that just happened. Yes. And it might not have seemed like a very good update because there was no new stuff that was added. It was all just regular mod updates and all that gubbins, nothing too exceptional. But there was one little thing, one tiny little detail, which was right at the bottom, which I saw, and I was like, oh my god, it's just become more and more OP as it goes. Yes, Darkcraft has become more OP, guys. We can now go ahead, take our Force Wrench, and Force Wrench nodes. Yes, the easiest way to get nodes, the simplest way to get nodes, and the cheapest way to get nodes by a country mile. Yes, I love this. It's as if someone heard me saying, I want nodes without doing all the hard work, and the guy from Darkcraft is like, you know what? I got you sorted right there. I got it. I got wrenches. Wrenches, they wrench things, and they wrench nodes now. So go wrench yourself some nodes, my friend. And that I shall. Yes, that we shall wrench many nodes. Once I find my area of nodeness. There is a place around here that adds some really spicy nodes. And I can't remember where it was. Ah, that is the one. Yes, so let's go and wrench ourselves some nodes, and then we're going to go and place them on our loodles, and we'll find a different, a good selection of different nodes, so we can go and do that. Eventually as well, because I have now got the research, I haven't learnt the research, but I have got the research available to learn for the electronic wand charging station. That's something we'll get onto soonish as well, but I would first like to get the infusion started, upgrade my wands, and then we'll move on to those guys, I think. I think that's going to be a better way of doing it. But so far we've got a couple of nodes here. Look at that, look at that. Oh yeah, so good. So good. And generally for infusion and things like that and getting nodes in a jar, it's you need to do a fair bit of research, but for a few force gems which you can pluck out the ground, and a little force bucket of liquid, maybe, or even the gems themselves, you can just go pluck them out of the ground anyway with a force wrench. I love it. It's just too good. Way too good. Let's grab this guy. What's this one? It's got a bit of aqua in it. I'll have you. Thank you very much. There's another one just over here. Which one's this? Oh, there's another two. Oh, he's got a bit of everything in him. I'll have you. Thank you much, mate. And this guy around here probably has some more aqua and terra. Oh, I can't wrench when I'm flying. 0 wrenches. Oh, there we go. Cool beans. How many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 of those guys. And if I remember rightly, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. 5 plus the one that's already there, so we've got 6. So I need 2 more of these guys before we can carry on. So I'll be back shortly, guys. I'm going to go find the last 2 of the nodes that I'm after, and then we will crack on with our infusion crafting. Yes, I shall see you shortly. Okay, so let's place down the nodes that we have. So we've got this guy here, and this one here, and this one here, and this one here. Now, I'd suggest if you're going to do this, try not to go get yourself some unstable nodes, because that's probably not going to go very well. But I love how it actually says at the top now, via Whaler, the amount of the aspect that's actually, or the amount of aspect that's in there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So if we got one of every type, we've got a load of Ordo, Ignis, and Aqua, Aqua Terra, Aqua Air and auto. Air. Igneous. More ignition auto. Yeah, we've got a fairly decent amount, I think, actually. So if I stand around here with my wand, let's do this. And we can just make our way around and grab all of the ones that we're after. So we're missing at the minute a little bit of, not that one, air. Yeah, we're missing a load of air, so let's suck up a load of air. Good stuff. I think we are missing one from somewhere. Yes. Yeah, we are missing one, so we're going to need to get ourselves a Peditio one before I'm going to be totally satisfied. But I think that's going to be fine. We can go find another one of those at some point, and I'll replace one of these guys. I'll probably replace one of the mix and match ones, which is a little bit all over the place. Maybe we'll replace probably that one, because we've got a Terra one somewhere else, I think. Yeah, we've got those guys there. Yeah, we'll do that at some point. But there we go. So you can see that I've got my nodes, and I can get more of those and like put them higher up and stuff. So we'll get a ton of them eventually. But being able to do that with that guy is just absolutely amazing. Being able to wrench up nodes is so good. So good. So let's have a look at our infusion crafting. Yes, we're going to need a few things before we can do this, as always. But let's have a little gander in here. So we're going to need ourselves a infusion, which means we need a runic matrix. But before we can do that, we're going to need an arcane stone block. Now, we need 4 arcane stone blocks for the runic matrix, which is going to require 40 of the ordo, which luckily we do have upstairs. We're going to need a few arcane pedestals, and we're going to need some more additional blocks. We need some arcane stone bricks, so we're going to need a fairly large amount of arcane stone blocks. So let's look at the recipe for this. So it's, I believe it's just regular stone and a shard and 1 terra and 1 ignis to be able to make that. Yeah, that looks like it to me. So let's grab ourselves some stone from here. There we go. And we should make ourselves many a stone, because we're going to need a lot of these guys. So there we go. Cool. I'll probably take like 2 stacks worth. I think that's going to be enough. And we'll put our diamonds back in there. Lovely jubbly. There we go. So that's going to be those guys. And we're going to need our shards, aren't we? So let me have a look how many shards I currently have. It's going to be some probably in my A network. Yes. I'm going to need to make myself a portable A device as well, so I can get on with that. So we've got 1 air shard. So we're actually very low on the shards, but I think I can make more. Yeah, they've got an AV of 128. So we can make more of these guys. And as far as I'm aware, we can use any type of shard we like for making these stones. So let's find out whether that is true or not. So we'll make some more of these. There we go. Probably going to need a ton more. So let's make 64 of these guys. That's going to be more than enough. And we'll give this a try. So it's those guys in there. Let's put our wand in there. And we're going to need some shards. And we're going to need some stone. There we go. Giving us our arcane stone block. So let's just make a buttload of these. There you go, 63, 9, cool. And now we'll have a look at the next part that we need to do. So the first thing really is probably going to be to make our runic matrix, which is going to be the main part to be able to do our infusion crafting. So we're going to need 4 shards of 1 type, an ender pearl, and some arcane stone blocks. And I think I have an ender pearl in here, I do. So let's go ahead and do this. So it was an ender pearl in the middle, and then we had some shards, and we had some arcane stone blocks. There we go. 38 ordo, which we have. How much have I got? I got 50, so that's good. So we'll take a runic matrix. Cool. And now we're going to want to make some of the pedestals. So let's see if we can do the pedestals in here. There we go. So that's going to cost 4.75 of that. So yeah, you're going to want a fairly decent amount of these, actually. So we're going to try and make as many as we possibly can, I think. What's that? 8. Let's do all of those. So 16 of those guys. Cool. And I can use these for another thing as well. Like if I want to change stuff around, I can change it around as much as I like. So let's see if there's any other bits we need. Oh, we're going to need some arcane ones of these, aren't we? So we need a load of those. There we go. So let's finish that off. There we go. We've got 12 arcane stone bricks. So I think this is going to be enough to be able to do this. So let's go and give it a try. So the first thing we're going to want to put down is going to be one of these. And we're just going to go and pop it here. There we go. Cool. Then we're going to want let's put a bit of stone like this. There we go. And we're going to want our matrix up here. There we go. Is that our matrix? Oh no, this is our matrix. Alright, matrix going there. Kill. Oh man, that guy looks insane. There we go. And I'm pretty sure it's just a regular one, then the other one's on top. Let's just make sure. So you do get a nice little guide here as well. So arcane stone bricks and then regular bricks on top. Good stuff. Let's get rid of these. Alright, so it's these guys and our arcane. Ooh, I might need some more stone bricks. So it's those. And I can't transmute them back yet. We're going to need some stone bricks. Let's quickly go and grab some of that stuff. So it was these guys, stone with you. And that, there we go. 9 will be more than enough to be able to finish this guy up. Oh, have I not got my bacon on me? Oh, I have. There we go. Eat away, young one. Cool beans. So our arcane stone blocks on top. Go, and I'm pretty sure you just slap it with a wand. Oh, no, no. Come here. Give me the thing. Slapping. Slapping. Oh, do we need a certain amount of stuff in there? We probably need a certain amount of stuff in there. So let me go and fill up, and we shall be back. Alright, so I've gone and got myself another node quickly, because I forgot that we need 25 of each type of aspect. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace one of these guys with a better one, I think. Yes, or we could just have them along the sides for the time being. I could always move them. So let's place them there, and I'll make some more of these nodes at some point. But there we go. You can see that this one has the Peditio in it. So let's go and drain a load of this from here. And it should go fairly quick now because I've learnt most of my farmic research. So, yeah. Right, let's go and give this guy a slap. And poof. There we go. We've got ourselves an arcane construct. Isn't that cool? So now we can start doing our infusion crafting, which seems, you know, pretty cool to me. At least I think it sounds pretty cool. So the first thing that I want to make, if we have a look inside our Farmonomicon, is probably, because there's a lot to do as well, so there's a lot of different things that we can craft. I wanted to stay really down the electromagic tools side of things, yes, which would have been handy to go into the industrial wand charging side of things, because I kind of like that. But I haven't bought it yet, so I don't know what we're going to need to be able to do that just yet. Another side of things that I'm looking into is getting our wands done. So I have got the Silverwood wand core, which seems like a pretty good one, but we need one of each type of shard to do that. And we also need some Salus Mundus, which we haven't got just yet as far as that goes. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with our electromagic tools for the time being. And nanosuit goggles of revealing would probably be quite nice. For that we'd need some Fulmium, we'd need some Tutu Census, we need some Potentia. Yeah. Now, before we can do any of this, though, we do need to go down the alchemy route, and we need to make ourselves a couple of things. So we need to first start by making ourselves a alchemical furnace in our arcane workbench. So we need a furnace, we'll need 6 of these guys, so that 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the arcane stones, and a crucible to do that. So let's go and do that first. We're probably going to need some more stone as well, so let's get ourselves, we got enough stone? Yeah, we got enough stone. So let's start by making ourselves some more of these guys, because we're definitely going to need some more of these. Yeah, so we'll grab another load of those. Cool. And we're going to want ourselves, got some cobblestone I have, let's make ourselves a furnace. Pretty sure I can use this for regular crafting. Yeah, there we go, so a furnace. And we're going to want ourselves some iron. So let's throw that in there. Poof, cool. And we'll make ourselves a cauldron and a crucible. Cool. Alright, let's take that guy back. And now we should be able to do this guy as long as I remember the recipe. So something like that with arcane stones around it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So we'll do that, and we'll get ourselves an alchemical furnace, which is the first thing we're going to need, because we're going to need to distill Essentia into jar form, yes, liquid form, before we can do any of this stuff. So there's that guy. Now we're going to need ourselves a vis filter, which is 2 bits of gold and a silverwood log. I'm pretty sure I got some silverwoods in one of the old episodes. Yeah, we did. Now we're going to need one of these filters for every one of the Essentia, or for every one of these guys, the arcane alembics that we make. And I think I want to make like 5, possibly, if I can get away with it. So we'll need 5 silverwood and 10 gold. Okay, so let's grab these guys. Okay. And we want some gold. So let's make our way back, because I think that's at the main base at the minute. Yeah. We are going to have to go on a little bit of an adventure soon as well, because I'm going to need to go and get myself some... Where's my gold? There it is. Cool. Oh, man, we got loads of gold. Let's just take 28. Yeah, we're going to need to go on a bit of an adventure soon, because I need to get myself some more loot that I can convert into diamonds. Because as we're not mining, and we're not using Buildcraft or anything like that to make a quarry, I'm running my my expertise as far as getting stuff going through adventuring. Yes, adventuring pays for diamonds. Well, at least in this mod pack it does. So, we wanted our silverwood, and we want our gold. There we go. So, 1, 2... Do these stack? They do. Even better. 3. Can I shift click? I can. Oh, a little bit short on the aqua, so let's go grab some of that stuff. Where's my ring? There you are. Cool. Let's go get some of this. Poof. Where's aqua? Aqua. Nope. No. Ah, you got some waiting for me, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Taking all of that stuff. Cool beans, that's going to be enough. So let's make the last one of this. Go. So we've got 5 of the filters. Now we're going to need the actual alembic side of it, which is iron, gold, and more iron and buckets. So we're going to need 5 buckets. So let's get ourselves 5 buckets. There we go. We're going to need some more iron as well, aren't we? So there's our 5 buckets. Let's make a boatload of iron, because we're going to need that. So I'll suck one of those in there. And we're probably going to need more than that. Yeah, that should do it, hopefully. We'll find out. So there is that, and that guy, and that guy. And what other bits and bobs do we need? So we need that, and we need a piece of gold. So I think we've got this. Let's do this. So buckets, there's iron, like this. We add our Viz filters and our gold. Cool. Right, how many of these am I going to be able to make before it moans that I'm run? Oh, Jesus, I'm out. We need more of that stuff. Let's go get some more aqua from upstairs. I'm pretty sure I got a big old aqua one right here. Yeah, look at that. 80-something aqua. Loving it. Once we get our wand recharging station as well, that's going to be even better. So, let's finish this up. Let's put my wand in there. So that's 3, 4, and 5. Cool. So we've got all the bits that we need. So there are those. Cool. So let's go find a suitable place to put these. I think I'm going to do all of my Essentia side of things on this side. I don't know why. I just feel like I kind of want to. Like we'll have it all going around the edges. Or I could use this for Electro Magic, this side. I haven't decided yet. Or we can have it on this. We'll do it here for the time being. And then I'll have a play around between this and the next episode, possibly. So we're going to want those guys. And then we're going to want all of these on top of it. So let's do this. You know, I might just get on top of here for the time being. Oh, there we go. So we need those. These guys. Oh man, they're not facing the right way, are they? Okay. Oh no. Oh man, I'm going to have to make a new thing, aren't I? No, we're not good. There we go. Cool beans. So there is that. So we're good to start distilling our Essentia. We just need a couple of more things before we can finish this up. So we're going to need some jars. Yes. So let's have a look in here again. We need some water jars, which are glass panes and a stone slab. So let's grab ourselves a load of glass. There we go. Many glass. And I might even put some music on because it sounds a little bit quiet. Hey, there we go. Cool beans. So we've got all of that. We're going to need some wooden slabs. Wooden slabs, see? Yeah. Let's get some of these guys. Now, I don't know if I want to be using the pipes just yet because we're kind of doing it a bit close to home, aren't we? So let us grab some wood from inside here. There we go. And you know what, we'll just do all this stuff in here, I think. So there's that. Loads of slabs. We're actually going to make a buttload of these so we can take them back with us. Cool. And we'll have our glass panes. Labels could be a good one actually as well. So labels are ink sacks, slime balls, and paper. Okay. So let's have a look at this. So slime balls. There we go. ink sacs, we'll just take a buttload of those guys, and some paper. I must have some paper around here somewhere. It's going to be anywhere. It's probably going to be around here. No. I think I got some reeds in here, actually. Unless I've got paper in here. I might have paper in here. No. Reeds. Reeds. Don't I have some reeds? Pretty definite I did. Doesn't look like it. No. Haha. There we go. I knew he was in here somewhere. Cool beans. Paper. Okay, right. We've got all the bits we need to do this. Plus, we can just make millions more of them anyway. Yeah. So let's flip the track, and we'll get this a-bubbling. Oh, yeah. So, we wanted our glass panes, so let's make many a glass panes. And then it was those guys with our slabs. Cool. Water jars for the win. How many can we get? We got ourselves 6 water jars. You know, I think I might even want some more than that, so let's do that again. There we go, 11 water jars, that's probably going to be alright. And then it was our paper, so let's make a load of labels. Because labels are going to come in fairly handy as well, so we'll make some paper. There we go. And it was something like paper with ink sacs and slime balls. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we just need some more slimy balls, don't we? So let's grab ourselves a few of those guys. So many slime balls. I love it. So it's those and our slimy balls. That gives us 64 of those. Good stuff. And I think for the most part we can just throw most of this in here because it's not like we're going to be using it anytime soon. Although we have a lot of rubbish, but I have got my farmy place over here, so let's put all these in here. There we go. And this stuff. Cool beans. Alrighty then. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start filling up our jars with Essentia. Yes. And dependent on the first thing that we want to make, can I reach that last one? There we go. Depending on the first thing we want to make, depends on the on what we want to distill. So let's have a look in here and find out the first thing that we're probably going to want to distill. And I do like the idea of this electro magic tools. So let's have a look at the different types of things that we want to make. So that would need Totem sensors and Potentia. We do have the Industrial 1 charging station, but I can see that being slightly expensive. I did like the idea of this wand focus thing, but that's pretty expensive as well. So maybe if we do something that's a little bit more, you know, mundane to start us off with. Okie dokie, so I just looked at the time and realised that we're starting to get near the end of the episode, and I don't really want to go into infusion crafting just yet, because we haven't really got much time left, and it's going to take a bit of time for me to get all the stuff set up for it. So before we finish off today, and we'll do the infusion crafting in the next episode, I promise, we're going to do a little bit with some pipes, just to show you how they work, because I have had a lot of questions in the past on how these pipes work, and stuff isn't going through properly and whatnot, and that's because they've changed a lot since the first time Foundcraft 4 was kind of properly released. So I've made myself some Essentia valves, some Essentia tubes, and some awarded jars, and I've also made some jar labels. So if we have a look in our Farminomicon, you see the Essentia tubes are fairly cheap. You get 6. You have to use a Quicksilver and 5 water and 5 Auto Acron water, some gold and some iron. And then to make the valves, you take one of these with a lever and 5 of each again in your Arcane Workbench, and that will give you one of the Essentia valves. So fairly cheap, and you don't need the alchemical centrifuge, but it is kind of handy, so we'll get onto that one at a later date. Now, it used to be back in the day. Well, not really back in the day, it's come along really quickly, but it used to be that you used to be able to suck out the Essentia via the tubes, have a line of the bottles along here, and they would just go into the correct jar. That's changed a little bit, so it doesn't really work like that anymore. So now what happens is when one type of Essentia is passed through a valve or through a tube, it's gonna basically remember that type of Essentia and search for it. So it makes it a little bit harder for things to work properly. So let me try and demonstrate this the best I can. So if we get some of these coming down here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to throw down a valve. There we go, let's throw down some valves. And we put those guys like that. There we go. And I'm kind of hoping this is going to work. We might need some across the top as well. There we go. Alright, we'll see how this goes, because it's been a long time since I've done this. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw in some Quicksilver. It's got millions, because it only costs 64 AV. So let's go and throw that in there. That's going to cook up. There we go. And you can see that now inside here we have a load of these guys doing their thing. Now, it's going to say that we've got a problem. Because this whole system is currently searching for Venium. Now, we still have the Metallum and another one around it somewhere. There we go. The Pumitatio, which is the aspects of this, as you can see there. They're not going to go into the jars because the jars currently, all of these pipes currently, are searching for those. So hopefully, if I get this right, we should be able to turn this guy off like such, and then we'll have that stuff going there, the Pumitatio. But note that the stone or the Metallum still hasn't gone into our jar, and that's because now that we've turned this one off, the whole system is searching for Pumitatio. So we'll go ahead and turn this one off, and hopefully we shall see the watered jar thing going there. There we go. See, Metallum, free Metallum, and then we'll turn that one off. Cool beans. It works. Just. So the way they change these around is kind of a little bit awkward. It doesn't really work as well as it used to. You do have to use the valves for a lot of this, and if you didn't have this top piece across here, it's going to only apply to this one valve, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. I'll try and explain it in the next episode a little bit better. There is a tool for this that makes life quite a bit easier, but for the time being, I'll try and explain it the best. So you can see again that we have these items here. So if we wanted the Metallum to come out, we'd need to flip this one. There we go. But if I now try to flip this one, we're going to have a problem. See, the steam means there's a problem in your network. And that's because the last one that we looked for was Metallum, and the Metallum socket, the valve, is still on. So it means that the whole system is still searching for that. Even though I've turned this one on to say, yeah, we'll take this one, it's like, no, I still want this guy. So we need to turn that one off for this guy to have its stuff to go into there, which should hopefully now work. Hopefully, please, work. Has it done it? Yes, it has. Good. We'll turn this one off, and then we'll flip that one, and we should find that our Venium then goes into there. And we're completely free on these guys, and we've got to remember to turn that one off. So you do have to kind of play around a little bit with these guys. You can see now that it started doing a little bit of steaming, because it was like, oh, we had Venium, but now there's no Venium. It's basically they search for one type and one type only, as long as that exit point's available with that type in there. It's kind of a little bit awkward, but yeah, that's kind of how it works. And it takes a little bit of time to get used to. It's a lot harder than it used to be. As far as I'm aware, it's kind of a little bit redundant, this piping system, but it still works. They could have just made it a little bit easier, I think, but I understand it. It's like, for instance, nowadays you can't put the jars underneath those guys. It won't actually pull the stuff out of there anymore. It doesn't work like that. So I think the idea behind it was trying to get it so that you have to use the golems and do it that way. I think that's specifically what he was going for, to be able to do that. So yeah, there we go. That's the alembics and the furnace and our jars. And the other thing to do as well is if we can take our jar labels, we can go and throw them on there like that. And now these guys won't accept anything else except for that type of aspect, which is good. So if I emptied that one out and we tried to put something else in there, it wouldn't work. It would only accept the type that we're throwing in there, which is kind of cool. I like it. Alright guys, well there you go, that's going to be that for this episode. I'll go a little bit more in depth in the next episode, but I don't want to go too technical, as it can get a little bit mind-boggling with these things. But there, you know, you kind of get the idea behind it. Make sure you've got your valves for your separate ones, and whenever you want one pulled out, make sure that one's open and none of the other ones are open, otherwise you'll confuse your network. You know, it'll literally have a hissy fit at you. There we go. See, having a hissy fit. Cool beans. All right, guys. Well, we're getting to our infusion crafting in tomorrow's episode. Yes, I shall see you soon. Have yourself a great day. Have a good one as always. And goodbye.